Yo, what is up, guys? It is your boy TZ here today. MLB 17 The Show video, and today we have the debut of Thor, aka Noah Syndergaard, starting on the mound. And you saw mine and my opponent's team out there. Our team is coming along very nicely. Completed the Red Sox team epic. Got Ted Williams from that. I got a Johnny Damon card. As you see right here, we lead off in a home run with the Conquest Curtis Granderson still in the squad, still raking. I'm going to show mostly pitching, just a couple highlights from offense, mostly just from this first inning here. We jump out to a quick lead. Let's start off with that home run, and then I believe that was Ted Williams right there. He's batting third, comes up and knocks in a single, and then Matt Holliday comes up with a big-time double. That's going to score Ted Williams from third. I don't know what my opponent is doing right there. But anyway, we jump out to an early 2-0 lead. But now what we want to see is the man Thor on the mound, absolutely throwing gas. He is probably the best pitcher in the game. I'll say that right now. This was the first game I ever played with him, offline or online. I will have a review on him coming out soon, though, so stay tuned for that. As right here, we're just dealing already right off the start. It's going to be a bit of a longer video because it's someone's debut, so I really want to show him off, show you what he got, show you a full gameplay with him. And then I'll have a review coming out where I condense it, show off each of his pitches, what his strengths, what his weaknesses are, my experiences with the card. But if this game's any indication, I really like this card. So we start off with the early K. He's, just the fact that he can throw 100 miles an hour as a starter just puts him on a different level than most other starters, like just right off the bat. And then you got a guy like Garrett Richards who's similar, who's got great velocity. Garrett Richards has a little more break, but he is nowhere near the per nines or control or anything that Syndergaard does. And Syndergaard's pitch selection is also just amazing. Right here, right back to an 0-2 count again. Try to go low right there with the sinker. He's throwing that sinker in at 97 miles an hour. That's just ridiculous. That is just ridiculous. As right there, we gas him. That high fastball is just, you almost got to be sitting on it because it gets there so quick. He just, I faced him playing the CPU. He just looks so big on the mound that, I don't know, maybe it's his release, but the ball just gets on you quick for whatever reason. There's guys that are similar like that. I remember DeGrom was one. I actually faced the Team Epic Nolan Ryan in this game. This guy's team wasn't very good, but he had Mike Trout, Nolan Ryan, because I guess he did the Angels Epic. Maybe that's just the first one he went after. It's the most expensive, or close to the most expensive. It's up there. I don't know why that'd be the first one, though. The first one, if you have that many stubs to go after, is definitely the Nats. Maybe he's an Angels fan. I don't know. But his name was Maryland. I don't know. Anyway, we're just dealing, absolutely dealing right now. Top of the second inning, bang, 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 100-mile-an-hour gas, top of the zone. Good luck with that. I mean, it's just like almost unfair. He probably swung at that, but you get the animation where it brings him away. But that compared to, I think his curveball comes in low 80s, and then his changeup like mid 80s. It's just, look at that changeup right there, 85 miles an hour. It just looks like a fastball. You swing at it, and good night. That's basically all I got to say about that. We're just dealing. Curveball comes in at 82. So you got a 100-mile-an-hour fastball, 82-mile-an-hour curve, 85, or give or take, you know what I'm saying? 85-mile-an-hour changeup. And then you got his slider is more like a cutter. I'll talk about this more in the review, but it's fast. It's probably like 93-ish. I don't have an exact number. He rips a single right there. I don't have an exact number. I want to say like 92, 93-ish. So, but he's also throwing. I guess he's throwing 100, so it's kind of normal. And then he has a sinker that comes in at 96, 97-ish. Again, we've got to wait till I throw it again. There's that sinker, 96. Yeah, and that thing, that's got that nice downward movement with that high release he has. Just keep that in the bottom of the zone. Just let it drop out. Opponent thinks it's a low fastball and just drops right out of the bottom of the zone. Very nice pitch. Anyway, he got his first hit of the game, though, in the second inning. We got one out. Still dealing, though. Another K right there. That's got to be 4 Ks, maybe, into the second inning. I think here's a slider. 94 and a slider. So it's really more of a cutter. It's called a slider, but it does move a lot. I like the pitch actually. Normally I don't like cutters. Like I David Price don't like his cutter, but that thing's pretty filthy. But anyway, I still after that first inning, nice little rally. I'm still stuck at 2 runs, so we're moving on to the top of the third inning. Syndergaard's still on the mound dealing. He does not give a shit right now. He's just, what is he at, 20 something pitches in the third. He's only got like 87 stamina, so that's a little bit of a concern. If you start throwing a lot of pitches, he's going to start tiring out. That 100's going to drop to like 97. So, but still, I mean, 97 is still 97, so that's an advantage of having that high velocity. Even when his stamina drops, you don't want to go your bullpen quite yet. He can still bring the gas. We get a nice K on a low curve right there. I got my creative player behind the plate, Joe Bratwurst. He's up to a 95, I think, at catcher. He's a 99 at second base, but it's pretty easy to get him into that at second base. You don't want to. I feel like you don't want to make a second baseman. If I had to pick 2 positions, I guess you can make a starting pitcher, but then 2 positions I would make your creative player or either shortstop or catcher. I would say catcher is the best because there's not as many good catchers in this game as other positions. There's no point in making like an outfielder or first baseman or third baseman because you can get like creative player stats basically at those positions. But at catcher, I can't get I'm like an 84 speed switch hitting, 80s all around contact and power versus right and left, 80 vision. You can't get that at catcher, and I'm only going to keep making him better. And you can find that at like your corner positions and even center fielder, but you just can't find that at catcher, which is why I think it's the best position. And catcher's so important. If you got a guy with a hose, like you can get his throw power or his arm strength way up there. Throw power, I'm thinking Madden. But if you could throw his arm strength way up there, his arm accuracy, you can hose people out of second base, and his blocking, so you don't have to worry about pass balls when you throw those low curve balls like that. He does a good job blocking it, getting it out at first, doesn't let it go by him. So yeah, that's what I would suggest. Anyway, keep moving along. We only got 4 hits, but here's Mike Trout, top of the 4th inning. Syndergaard back on the hill, and he's just dealing. That curveball is just filthy. I don't even blame him for like swinging at some of these pitches. He also, I didn't hit the ball that well because he had Nolan Ryan, who's similar. I think Syndergaard's a little better though, because Nolan Ryan really only has 3 pitches. He has a 4-seam and a 2-seam. But the 2-seam's a pretty useless pitch in this game besides a select few guys like Chris Sale, because he can throw it just as hard as his 4-seam. That 2-seam comes good because you just get a little more movement on it. But for most guys, the 2-seam's pretty useless. Yeah, but Nolan Ryan was out there throwing 100. His curveball didn't move a ton though. Like Syndergaard's moves a ton, and Nolan Ryan's changeup looked pretty good though. From what I saw, this guy did a pretty good job of pitching. I can't really tell I think like he wasn't great at hitting. Obviously, shouldn't have swung at that, but he's got to be ready for like 100 in the top of the zone, and then 82 curveballs, and then a changeup that's coming in looking just like his fastball. And then you worry about that. You got that slider / cutter, and then a sinker you can throw at the bottom of the zone to get ground balls. I mean, it's filthy. So we get yet another K. So we're just mowing him down at this point. Got to be up to 9Ks, something like that right now in the 4th inning. Gotta be close at least. But anyway, 2 down, 2-0. The Maryland Terrapins, that is where I go to school. So that's what I made my team, customized my uniforms. They look pretty sweet. Still throwing gas, 99 into the 4th inning. You're going to see that velocity stays for a good portion of the game. And another ball in the dirt. After showing him that high fastball, he just can't hit the ball in the dirt. It's like impossible. Anyway, jumping ahead, we skip the 5th inning, uneventful, same stuff. We move on to the 6th. It was a 1-2-3 inning. I think I got 1K, 2 ground out, and a fly out. But moving on to the 6th inning, he's still dealing, still got his pitch count very much in check. We attacked on one I didn't show. It was an RBI single, I think, by Bogarts. I believe it was, who had an RBI single. Bogarts playing short. I switch out him and Tulo. Tulo's on my bench right now. It depends on, inside edge, shit like that. But, again, that curveball is just so filthy. That thing looks like, I don't know how you lay off that, especially when you're worried about that high heat with 2 strikes. Because for that 100-mile-an-hour fastball, you got to be on it. You got to be ready. Here we try to go an inside slide piece. He gets a piece of it, but we still jam him with that as we get on the inside part of the plate. But Rendon can't get there. The next epic I'm going to work on is the Mets. So third baseman is the position I need to upgrade the most now. So I'm going to work on getting the David Wright, 99 overall. Because now that I have Syndergaard, the really only other expensive piece I need is Cespedes. I already have Familia. I already have a lot of the players. I still need DeGrom, who's a little bit up there, but everyone else is cheap. It's going to take me a little. I got to build up some more stubs, but I'll get them soon enough. I'm knocking out a bunch of the My Career missions. You get 14K stubs for doing those. Plus, you get a bunch of stubs along the way. So yeah, you can knock those out. You get a lot of stubs. It's very nice. And like I said before, I completed the Red Sox Epic, which got me the Johnny Damon and that Ted Williams you see, and it also gave me Chris Sale, Mookie Betts, who actually his secondary position is second base. I think he might be the best second baseman in the game. Honestly, that's where I have him playing right now. It's been fantastic for me. Also got Craig Kimbrell, David Price, who I don't love. I like Kimbrell a lot actually because he comes out of the bullpen throwing 100 with a filthy knuckle curve. But I finished that, and then I got that Johnny Damon, which can crush righties. Who he's not a great collection reward, but he's a fantastic bench player to keep in your bench. He's got great vision, crushes lefties, good speed, can play the outfield. Doesn't have a great arm, but you can stick him in center or left and not have to worry about him too much. So yeah, pretty good player. As again, that curveball is it's unhittable. Here we go, skipping ahead to the 8th. Again, another uneventful 7th inning. It's just more of the same at this point. He's untouchable. He's literally untouchable at this point. You can see his stamina is still in pretty good shape. This guy's actually a silver level, it looks like. So, he's played the game. Like I said, he's got Trout and Nolan Ryan, but he cannot touch Thor. He can literally not touch him. That low curveball, because my put out pitch is basically, for the most part, either that low curve or the just the high heat, just the 100 up in the zone. Then you can sprinkle in like a changeup, a slider, a sinker. But those are my two main put out pitches. When you gotta worry about both those at 2 strikes, whether in the zone, out of zone, which one it is, it's very tough. Right there, I believe that's his 3rd hit of the game, and I think his other two, one was a broken bat single. I don't think I showed. I think I skipped it. But and then he had that one line drive, I think in like the 2nd inning. So right here, I got to start warming people up. We're only up 3-0 because I haven't really hit the ball a game, so you got to be careful. I think I warmed up Tony Watson and Kimbrell. He's bringing Dante Bichette, which actually had this card, so I know it's weird that he's bringing in a righty, but that card actually hits righties better. So I know I got to be a little careful right now. Definitely got 2 outs, just nothing stupid. Throw him a nice curve right there. Definitely just don't want to give up a home run here. I can live letting him get on base and work on the next guy, especially when my guys in the bullpen warming up. But you can see in the 8th inning, he's still throwing 97 as he steals, and I don't think I would have had him anyway, but that was just miserable. I wasn't really paying attention. He finally starting to get tired. That runner moving to second base, so not a huge deal, but we get him with 99K'S in the top of the zone. Good night. Finally, we don't score yet again as bats have just been sleeping since the 1st inning. But he's on the hill trying to go for the complete game. First pitch strike. And that is just a terrible slider by me. His control, while it's good, it didn't feel great. It felt decent though. He feels a lot like just a better Garrett Richards. And Garrett Richards is probably the best pitcher I used so far besides him. Maybe CC. The CC is good too. But I think the Garrett Richards is better. I like how he's a righty. Chris Sale's actually probably the best pitcher I used this so far, and then Garrett Richards and then CC. They're all really good. They're all going to stick in my rotation for a long time. I don't really see anyone replacing them soon. I'm going to get that Brett Saberhagen, though, from completing the Mets team collect, so I got to test him out. He might take over my 5th spot. But we decide he's getting tired. We decide to bring in Craig Kimbrell to try to close out this game. He's got a runner on first, no outs, so we got to be careful here. You see he's coming in throwing 98-mile-an-hour ched, and then he's got this filthy knuckle curve. That thing is filthy. He's a lot like Syndergaard. He just doesn't have the other pitches, and obviously he's a reliever, not a starter. But we hang one. He rips it up the middle. So a little bit of trouble here. Home run, and this game is tied. So we got to be careful. We got no outs. Definitely trying to get something on the ground here. Either strikeout or ground ball is really what we're looking for. So we throw him some high heat, go right back to it, see if we can catch up. Get him again. Back-to-back high heaters. And we go for number 3. Right down the pipe, honestly, but you can't catch. Oh, he tipped that. I'm sorry. But that was right down the pipe. Keep an eye on him. Make sure he's trying no funny business. He already stole it to whoever that was. I'm not sure who it was. But anyway, we keep an eye on him. And we get just what the doctor ordered right here. Double play ball. There you see Mookie Betts. He can definitely play second base. Trust me, he's good there. He doesn't have great arm strength for the outfield, but he's very good arm strength for second base. So keep that in mind if you're thinking about picking him up or doing the team epic or something. You don't have to put him in the outfield. Try putting him at second base. He's been really, really good for me. I think he was actually an infielder when he came up into the majors, so why second is a secondary position of his. But I also got Dustin Pedroia, but don't really like that Pedroia card too much. But anyway, right here, strike 3, high heat, game over. Thor, impressive in his first game. He gets player of the game as he pitches 8 innings of 4-hit ball with 21 Ks. That is just ridiculous. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed Thor's debut on the squad. If you did, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I am out.